How's it going, everybody? I'm Jake Clark, your host for this Coach's Corner of the Powder Puff, the final one after the game has been played, joined by senior head coach Anthony Moudre and a couple players in Mackenzie McDonald and Aaron Quinn, and junior head coach Connor Warrington with a couple MVPs in Tony Trillo and Elise Simpson. And we're going to start with Ant. You guys dominated in that first half. What was going right for you guys? You took the lead into halftime.
Jake, the offense was working out well. You know, we started off early with a first score. Defense was working great, a couple interceptions to start off. The downfall all started when a certain referee didn't know the rules, and our quarterback was getting rushed too early. You know, their safety was lined up 10 yards back when our safety, Aaron Quinn, had to line up 15. And I didn't know we got punished for knowing the rules. There was a bunch of other certain instances where I'll go into it later in the interview.
And Connor, you guys came out and had a strong second half, ended up winning the game. Talk about what the talk was like at halftime for the juniors.
So we were down 2 touchdowns going into halftime, and I just told them, like, we're still in this game, and we held them actually 0 points in the second half, so defense was the priority.
And obviously a couple things didn't go your way on the offensive end. Talk about some of the struggles that you guys had in that second half.
Well, Jake, you know, there was a lot of miscommunication coming from the coaching staff to the team. You know, we called a run play on a 4th and 2. It ended up being a pass play on a turnover on downs, which was crucial. And it's nobody's certain fault, but there just had to be better communication.
And Connor, you mentioned the defense held them to 0 points in the second half. What was it like trying to go out and stress that defensive importance?
Well, Dan Leakin, our defense coordinator, he brought a lot of pressures last night. We played a zone defense, and we ended up, I think, 4 picks last night, and 2 of them were pick sixes. So we were putting emphasis on defense last night.
And before I let the coaches go at it and be the stars of the show like they've been the past 2 times, I'm going to talk to a couple of the players, starting with the juniors, with the winners. You guys both won MVP. What does that award mean to the both of you?
You know, it feels really good, but it was definitely a team win. Like, it wasn't just us. We had a lot of people on defense. Kara Chestnut, she had a lot of good plays. Riley Huber, quarterback, you know. It was a team win. It wasn't just us.
Yes, for sure. Can't forget about Fallon either. Made all 5 of her kicks.
And
that was a nice fact.
And now I'm going to pass it over to the seniors. Obviously not the outcome you guys wanted, but you both played individually well. What does that mean for you guys to be picked by a head coach to come here on the interview?
You know, it feels really good to be appreciated by the one and only Anthony Moudre.
Thank you, Mackenzie.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't the outcome we wanted, but I still think, you know, we had fun overall. So,
Yeah, what she said, I think we still had fun even though we lost. You know, we didn't want that outcome, but it's all right. We won last year, so.
We put up history last year,
Yes,
actually.
we did. Yes, we put up
with a
history last
50
year.
or a 48-point win. 48-point win.
And now just
What happened last night, though?
48-point win.
One more question.
Did you put up 48?
One more question for the coaches before I let you guys go at it. And obviously not the way you wanted to end it, but still 1-1. And you mentioned history was made. How do you feel about your run as 2-time head coach for the Powder Puff team?
You know, Jake, I hate losing more than I love winning. And the fact that we lost last night, I feel like it's my fault. You know, I feel like I could have done more. And thank you, Aaron, for tapping me. But I still feel ashamed and embarrassed as a leader of this team. I am just appalled in my, you know, thing. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Jake. I need a tissue, please.
And now I'm going to send it over to Connor. You start off 1-0. What does it mean to be looking to go 2-0 in back-to-back Powder Puff games?
So, I mean, yeah, all week we did these coaches shows, and Ant was over here talking about how my team stinks. I'm an incompetent coach. Well, last night we put his 2-0 record to best. 1-1 for him, 2-0 for us next year.
And now I'm going to let you guys go at it. It seems as though the tension is really high between not only the coaches but some of the players. So I'm going to take a step back, and I'm just going to – I usually look to Ant to start.
Yeah, why not?
So is there anything you'd like to say to Connor or any of the players?
Jake, as I said once, I'll say it again. I have plenty to say. There's a lot going on up in my cabeza. You know, you guys had the refs in your pocket pretty much all night. You did. To start off early, with the safety setting back, That was bad.
Learn the rules. It was the rusher, not the safety.
No,
it was the rusher, not the safety.
No, I don't think so. There was one point where Tony Troilo stepped out of bounds and Mr. Barrett didn't call her out. That's fine. There's another time where the one receiver lined up 10 yards off the ball at Jake because she was looking around going off in La La Land. And they didn't call sides. C.J. Barrett said, you have to back up. And they call hike, no flag thrown. What are we doing here, Jake? What are we doing?
I don't know. Maybe Connor has an answer for us.
I mean, I personally, before Elise goes here, I personally don't think the refs had any impact on you guys losing last night by, 18 points? I think throwing 4 picks and my defense playing their tails off in the second half is what got us the win last night. Like Shiver said this morning when you asked him about the same question, refs had no impact on last night's game. We outplayed you guys straight up.
I think Elise had something to say, too.
So you said it was the first half we weren't lining up right?
Mm-hmm. It was like every half.
Well, no, we fixed it in the second half.
Did
But you guys were winning the first half, so I don't really see what issue it had.
It's still a factor.
But you were
it adds
winning,
into it.
and
But
then
it
when we
adds
were
into
playing
it.
right,
But it adds
you
into
lost.
it.
So.
Can I
And
say
my
something,
quarterback
Ant?
doesn't have enough time. It's unfair.
But here's the thing. If the refs were an impact on the game, how can you put up 0 in the second half?
Because, Connor, we had a 20-yard rush to start off the third quarter, and another ref wanted to call it back. No ref wanted to take responsibility. Every time me or one of the other coaches, me and Timmy Edis, my assistant head coach, walk onto the field, we get told we're going to get thrown out of the game if we do it again. Half their team's walking all over the place like they own the field. My tax dollars pay for that, not theirs.
Well, last night we did own the field. And before, as you mentioned these two MVPs, it was a complete team win last night. I want to bring up one point, though, Ant. Didn't you say the other night nobody's threatened by Amber Wilsey? She caught the game-winning touchdown last night. It was a head top on your defender.
Well, you said she was going to play quarterback, not receiver. And I said I'm not threatening her as quarterback. Nobody said anything about receiver.
I also did catch an interception from Amber Wilsey on one of her first throws of the game. So,
Yeah.
That's
sorry,
so
Amber.
cool. We won
I
the
really
game.
do, but
Ant, we made the switch at quarterback early on, put her at receiver, and she won the game for us.
But Connor, I just told you, I said her as quarterback. I never said her as receiver. You told me in this last interview she playing quarterback.
Okay. Well, you said no one was threatened by her. You didn't mention quarterback.
He did mention quarterback.
Thank you, Jake.
Ultimately, you just talked a lot pre-game. Connor kept his mouth shut. And we came out with the win, so I don't know.
And I think that really says enough about
Hold on.
Connor has more to say.
You did talk a lot all week, and I got clips pulled up, but I'm not going to use them because it was a good football game.
Clips pulled up, Connor. 300 people saw it on YouTube. Clips pulled up. Like, you have some certain files against me.
It was a great.
It
was a great game last
The great
night.
people of Sterling High School. This is what I'm talking about. We can't let these people get any sort of victory because they'll get humbled at some point. At some point, it may not be tonight. It may not be tomorrow. It may not. But at some point in their life, they will get humbled.
We humbled you last night.
I'm glad you
I am
finally got
humbled.
humbled.
I am humbled.
You are not humble.
You're humbled?
You don't sound
It was
very
all talk.
humble.
It was all talk all week. We talked last night on the field and won the game.
Ant talked a big game, and that's right. Connor's team came out and proved it, and that's going to do it for the final edition of the Powder Puff Coaches Corner. I'm Jay Clark, your host, as always. Go Knights.
Womp womp. Womp womp.
Womp womp.